Okay, hi guys. Welcome back to Extra Dirty. How is everyone doing? I feel like I haven't sat down on this couch in like a long time. It feels weird to be in here alone doing a solo again, but here I am and I feel like this episode I was planning it out this past week and I want it to be like really fun and like talking about like sucking dick. I feel like my past episodes have been like so wholesome because I've been having my siblings on and like my wholesome ass college roommate on. So I was like, I want to make this episode like extremely like raunchy and fun and silly and like to the core of what Extra Dirty and what I wanted it to be. But you know me, like Extra Dirty, it's not just about the raunchiness stuff. It's not just about my life. It's about like, the shit I'm going through. Clearly, I'm going through some shit right now. And I thought I would just give a quick update on that just because I posted a TikTok last week, re-acknowledging some of the stuff I'm going through with my eating journey. And I acknowledged this on the show, maybe a month or two ago, just putting it out there that this is something I'm going through. Like I'm just a human. I'm a girl just trying to navigate through life. And this is part of it. This has been part of my life for a long time now. And I felt like I was doing a disservice having a platform and not acknowledging it. And I feel like it came to a point where I was like, okay, this needs to be discussed. Since then, I would agree that maybe not much progress has been made, but it's one of those things where like you can't just snap your fingers overnight and like change those bad habits and gain 20 pounds. And, I feel like I'm struggling between that and feeling like I owe my audience something. There's a lot of people that have been supportive, but I feel like, the people that love me and support me sometimes are, like the silent people that don't like comment on my day-to-day TikToks and they just kind of like love me and support me from afar. It's the people that speak up behind those burner accounts that troll the fucking shit about me, and DM me very hateful things, hoping like I die. I'm still getting a lot of that, telling me like I'm a waste of life and that I should just give up while I'm ahead. I feel like online bullying and just absolutely ripping people to shreds has become so normalized. It's like feels like Formspring. Do you remember Formspring back in like 2012 where people would just like rip people to shreds like through like anonymous posting? It feels like that, but it's become a lot more evil. You know what I think it is? I think people like comment these troll ass comments knowing that they've never been anyone in their life at all. And they think that if their comment gets likes, that that's some sort of validation towards them, when in reality, they mean absolutely nothing to the world. They're truly like a blimp on this earth that means nothing. And I'm sad for them that they have to go to sleep at night knowing that no one gives a fuck about them or knows who they are. It's extremely disheartening. Before starting social media, I had no idea the kind of evil that there is in the world. And, I'm accepting of that and I'm learning how to navigate through that. I can't wrap my mind around, me admitting that I'm going through some shit and then people taking that, using it as like my Achilles heel and like knowing like that is a point where they can like knock me down even further because I feel like misery loves company and they just want to see me just fucking fail. I feel like people are just trying to push me off the internet right now. I just want to acknowledge that TikTok I posted. I almost have like 3,000 comments on that. Just people being super kind, super supportive, and super loving. That I read every single one of them and it was very uplifting and made me feel, a lot better about the situation. I've gotten so many DMs from content creators I look up to. And that made me feel a lot better because I was at a point where I was like, fuck, like, do I stop posting? Like, I don't want to be a person that's like triggering anyone else on the internet by the way I look. And I never thought that would have to be a conversation I would have had to have. I think a lot of people are just assuming that I have like no one in my corner, but like trust me, behind the scenes, I have a lot of support. I have my friends in New York. I have, Matt and Alex are always checking up on me and making sure I'm doing well and checking in on my mental health. great. And I have all these people in my circle that do care and that, are keeping an eye on me. And I will say that like none of this is linear. This struggle is something that you can't really put into words because, there is no cure. There is no, plan that's just super black and white on how to navigate this, because unless you deal with this kind of brain and this ED brain and those voices in your head that are telling you that you look gross and like the body dysmorphia and, just changing habits from extremely bad habits to good habits, I feel like it's a lot of work. You have to be very proactive. It's not like a drug or alcohol or something like that you can just cut out. Food is a mountain that you have to climb every day. You can't ignore it. You have to learn how to deal with it. And it takes a very strong support system, a lot of willpower, and a lot of, just living your day proactively and making your health and your mental health a priority to get through it on the other side. So I just wanted to acknowledge that, all the love that people have been sending me, and I appreciate it so much. It means the world to me, and none of it went unnoticed. So I just wanted to begin the episode with saying that.
What up, you little freaks?
Okay guys, I'm doing something really stupid right now. We have an emergency debrief situation. Hi, this is Hallie from the streets of New York. Guys, I had every intention of staying in last night. Okay, what else do I want to fucking talk about? That was a lot. That was heavy. Let's talk about fall. Let's talk about fall in my bleak summer, okay? I don't do well with transitions, clearly. I don't like when a season changes. It makes me feel extremely nostalgic and like kind of emo. I don't know, like when like the end, like it's Columbus Day weekend. Wait, is it Columbus Day weekend? No.
Labor Day.
I was just saying Columbus, Ohio. That's why I said that. It is Labor Day weekend. This is pretty much the last big summer weekend. I can already feel that fall breeze rolling in. But I will say fall is like my favorite time of year in New York. It's like probably my favorite out of all the seasons here. Like no one wants to fucking be here in the summer. Spring is okay. In winter makes me want to off myself. No offense. Like I'm thinking about even like going to Miami for a few months just to get out of like the darkness that is winter, when it's like turning like super dark at 4 p.m. and like no one's outside and it's cold and it's just like yucky outside. But like what's coming up for me is Fashion Week, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to a lot of those events, hopefully. I just came out with a couple big campaigns. I had a garage collab, which was really big and amazing. I just did a campaign with Brunch and Prince, which was really amazing. So I'm doing a lot of fun stuff right now, and I feel like it's a good kickstart going into the fall. I'm also excited for like all these men to come back from the Hamptons, to come back from Nantucket, to come back from their Euro summers. Like I'm missing seeing them at Chez Margot and at Zero Bond, because I feel like everyone just flocks outside of the city in the summer, and it makes being here like uninterested. I haven't even seen like my best girlfriends in a long time. They're all out with their boyfriends, which is another thing I want to talk about. I have been having a really single summer, not in the way you would think where I'm like sleeping around. I am like in a 3-month drought, I'm pretty sure. But like a drought that I feel like I needed to take. One, because it's good to take droughts. I think it's important, especially for me. I don't want to like up my body count any more than it needs to be. And two, like obviously with the stuff I just talked about and like my mental health and like me just not feeling like good and sexy about my body right now. I just don't think having sex with someone right now is like on my like top list of to-dos. But I'm just hoping in the fall, like I'm really gonna like lean in to like making sure I'm making steps to feeling better about myself and like feeling sexier and, getting a nutritionist in place and all that stuff. And I feel like if I do those things, then the happiness will come, the confidence will come, and then I feel like the men will come. But I am in no position right now I don't have the mental capacity to put myself in a vulnerable situation with a man. I just feel like that would, it would just be disastrous right now. But I am kind of feeling like the single friend right now. And I don't know if this is relatable. Like, you guys let me know in the comments, but like, all my friends are fucking happy in happy ass relationships. Like my friend Liv, she's in Turkey right now. Her boyfriend plays basketball overseas professionally. She's been in honeymoon land all summer, which I'm so happy for her. I'm not the type of friend that's like, fuck her, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm so happy for her. Like, they are thriving. My best friend Lauren, she is obviously engaged. She's planning her wedding. She's doing wedding dress shopping. And I've talked about this before. Like, I'm not the type of person to like be like, oh fuck, like all my friends are getting into relationships, or like all my friends are getting engaged. All my friends are moving in with their significant others. Should I be doing that? Because I don't want to like just settle because I feel like, the people around me are settling. But there does come nights where I'm like, I wish I had like a texting buddy, or like someone on my roster, or like someone I could invite over, or someone I could just like even like lightly flirt with. I'm like too much in my own world right now to be doing that. Also, I'm like traveling left and right. I am booked and busy, which I'm so grateful and appreciative. But like, it becomes a lot where I'm like, when am I going to make dating a priority? But like, do I even want to make dating a priority? Like, I have this guy text me right now. Very tall, very handsome. He literally just texted me. I'm not even kidding. What time is it? It's 1:35 and he texted me at 12:15. Miss, are you free Tuesday night? And then he just goes 8 p.m. And I just didn't reply because like, I don't want to be free Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Like, I don't really want to go on a date. That's not what I do. I don't like to date. It's not a hobby I subscribe to. Dating takes a lot of work. Why can't things just be like a little casual sometimes? What happened to being casual? Like, I don't know what happened to being casual. Everyone just thinks that like if you hook up with someone a few times that you want to date. Has anyone listened to my show? Like, that's not really how I move at all. Like, I'm okay with casual hookups. I'm very much okay with them. I'm too busy to like lean into the dating thing. Unless it's like the right person that crosses like my path and I'm like, okay, I want to make a lot of time for this person and make this person a top priority. Other than that, like, I'm okay with casual sex, and I feel like that is okay. I'm going to hold space for two truths. I just said I didn't like transitions, but the only transition I am looking forward to when it comes to summer going into fall is the men coming back into the city, because I just need some attention. I want guys to flirt with me, and I want to see them out. Where are they hiding? Literally, where are they hiding? I swear they're hiding at sporting events, which I've talked about. They're at the members clubs, but like, I don't go to the gym that much. Let's be fucking for real. Are they at the gym? And by the way, when I go to the gym, Equinox, most of them, I'm not gonna lie, they look gay. I have enough gays in my life. I love them to death. But like, I'm not finding my husband at Equinox, I don't think. People say go to the park, go to the coffee shops. But like, I Uber Eats too much. I'm always Uber Eats. I'll Uber Eats to Starbucks. I need to stop that. My dad is getting really mad at me for doing that. But like, I am not going to the coffee shops. I just saw a line coming to the studio today of a line of about 120 somethings wrapped around the block just to get into Apollo Bagels. That I do not understand. And maybe it's because I have like an eating disorder and I'm not going to wait in the fucking line for a bagel shop. But like, I don't think I would ever wait in the line for anything like that. But, maybe that's where you're finding them in. Maybe I'll just wait in line for Apollo Bagels next week and see what happens, see what sticks. But like, I'm not going to the fucking park. I don't have a dog. What am I going to do at the park? Also, I'm scared if I go to the park that one of those street interviewers will come attack me and say, what makes you most confident? And I'll literally run away. That's like my biggest fear of going outside, is those fucking street interviewers asking me what makes me confident today, because nothing makes me, what makes me confident? Like a dirty martini. An extra dirty martini that makes me feel a little bit more confident. A nice outfit that makes me feel a little bit more confident. My best friends that are nowhere to be found right now because they're all in love right now, those people make me confident, but I can't find them. I'm out here on my own. I'm not going to go to the park alone. That'll make me look a little suspect. I don't think I can be going to the park alone. What else? So yeah, I've been in a drought, but it's not by choice, it's by default. So I have these guys over, and I think they're either trying to be super respectful. But by the way, if like you're in my bedroom, like this is not the time and place to choose to respect me. This is like the one place you can be a little disrespectful towards me, and I welcome that with my full fake chest. Or two, I think that they know what I do online. They know I have a podcast. They know how I speak on TikTok. They know I'm extremely unfiltered. And I think a little part of that is like they're a little scared for me to like air them out online, which I don't typically do unless one, I don't give a fuck about you, or two, you cross me. So I guess the majority of people I do air out online, now that I think about it. But there's a few that are like sweetest boys ever. Like I would never, like there's guys that I've never even hinted to online here just out of respect of them being good boys, good people. And I just like I'm not like an evil cunt unless you make me into one. But I was thinking about this the other day because I recently, as we talked about, gotten my lips dissolved. And I don't think I've given head or sucked dick since I had my fresh new lips. And I'm concerned that that's going to look different. Like, I like am known for giving the best head. And I want anyone that I've sucked off to confirm this because I do give extremely fire head. And like that, I don't care if you guys come at me for being fatherless, blah, blah, blah. You're such a fucking whore. That is a hill I will die on, or I will suck on. I will suck on that hill. I just like, it's one of my talents. Some people are good at ice skating. Some people are good at geometry. I give fire head, and I always have. I don't know if it's because I have oral fixation. I used to bite my nails. I do rip the vape. I smoke cigarettes. But there's something about sucking dick that calms me down and just brings my anxiety from a 10 to a 2. And so I appreciate it. So now let's transition into a new segment. I touched briefly on Fashion Week. New York Fashion Week. It's a big time in New York. It's a time for like a lot of people coming into town. It's basically like the kickstart of the fall season. It's also the first Fashion Week before, London, Milan, Paris, etc. So it's a big one. So I thought it'd be fun to like go through some of the red carpet style photos that are updated daily on People magazine, and I'll just like see what I think about them, because I'm like really trying to lean into the fashion thing. I would like to think that I have good fashion. I know I just like in my cozies on here a lot, but I'm just trying to be like comfortable and cozy with you guys because we're just like yapping like girlfriends. So like that's kind of the point of the show. So let's start. Helen Mirren. For all the audio listeners, I'm going to do my best to describe what these people are wearing, but for the visual learners, I'm going to clip it in. Listeners, I mean. Helen Mirren, she is wearing a floral dress, it seems. You know me. I don't know if people follow me on Instagram, which you all should, by the way, because you're going to find my outfits along TikTok. I'm not really big into the floral patterns. To me, I mean, I think it could be elevated in a way, and I'm not like coming at her, but it's just not for me. I don't think I would go outside wearing any flowers. It looks beautiful on her. I love her haircut, but the floral, it's just too like it kind of reminds me of a curtain. Is that bad to say? Or like, a carpet. But to each their own. I think she's rocking it. She's gorgeous, and she's outside. The next one is Paris Hilton, who I think is a style icon in a lot of ways. Not necessarily for like what exactly she wears, but how she owns it. And I feel like we've seen her through the years, through the 2000s. Like she has had some iconic, whether that's elevated looks or like, the Juicy Couture dress down looks. In this picture, she's wearing kind of like a black floral getup for her top and then like a leather skirt. You know, I would rock this. I like how the top is sheer. Again, I don't know how I feel about the collar neck. I love the sunglasses. And the gloves are everything to me. I want to start getting into gloves in the fall. I think gloves are super chic, super cunt, especially the ones that like go up to your elbow. I think they're so hot. And then she's just wearing a basic black pump. I think she looks great, but I always think she's like serving absolute cunt. I'm obsessed with her. Okay, next, Phaedra Parks. I fucking love Phaedra Parks. If you guys know anything about me, I'm a big Bravo fan. Phaedra was on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I thought she was one of the most funny, witty, but also very, very smart. That girl did everything in the books. Like, she was a very smart woman, in my opinion, but so hilarious. So she's wearing the sheer corset top over a leopard print bra, teamed with a leopard print pant. But what are those pants called that everyone's obsessed with them right now? Capri. And I've talked about capris a little bit. I haven't gone to the capri side yet. I see a trend happen and I try to avoid the trend as far as possible until I just can't, until I usually see like Lauren Fish wear it, and then I'm like, fuck, I must acquire it, because to me, like, Lauren Fish has like the best style ever. So until she like tells me like this is in, you must lean into this, then I'll like be okay, I'll consider it. That is her and Labubus is the only thing I'm like, Lauren, we're not seeing eye to eye on this. But fashion wise, Lauren to me is like the best fashion. I like how it fits her. I love the corset. Typically for me, I'm not a leopard print girly. I do not like leopard print. But if it works on her, I think she looks beautiful. I love her hair. She looks gorgeous. The makeup looks good. And she looks happy and smiling and giddy on this red carpet, which is all that matters. Ooh, Dakota Johnson. See, this is a dress I would wear. This is a strapless bodycon gown, I would say. Silver strapless gown by Gucci. Accessorized with silver jewelry, and she wore her hair down long and straight. I'm a big fan of Dakota. I think she could wear a trash bag, and I think she could be chic and cunt in it. I love her personality. I feel like she's the only person that can really, really pull off a bang. I think it makes her so like super sophisticated and gorgeous. But I think she looks great. No notes. I would wear this. I also love Gucci. Anything Gucci is cute. Zoe Kravitz. You know, she always looks timeless and beautiful. So she's wearing a plunging black gown with a high slit and a massive white bow on the waist. I would wear this. I think she looks really chic. And I like the side boob. I'm a big fan of side boob. And I love the plunging neckline. And I always love how she does her makeup. It's super dewy and effortless and not too heavy, not too caked on. I also like the high slit. I think it shows off her gorgeous legs. I mean, there's not much like bad things you can say about Zoe Kravitz. I feel like she pretty much nails it every time. She also, I feel like, is very individually herself when it comes to her style choices, which I feel like is important for everyone. When I decide what to wear, I think when you decide what you're wearing, it should be what you feel most confident in. So and I feel like she really leans into that. So I appreciate that. So no notes. I think she looks beautiful. Grace Van Patten. Also a big fan of her. I do think, so she's just wearing basically a black, simple mini dress. It is Prada. Has fringe accents. I think, for her, she could have done a lot more. I think she's stunning. She's gorgeous. I don't know how much the dress is doing for her. It's not as form-fitting as like I would prefer to wear it. But, she's wearing her hair down. Her makeup is super simple and pretty. I think she looks really pretty, but I don't think this is something I typically would wear. I think for a red carpet, I think she could have done more. But big fan of her work. Ooh, this is fun. Adria Arjona. I hope I didn't botch that. Adria Arjona. She's at the Splitsville premiere in a dramatic black Loewe dress with a structured silhouette and a plunging back. And then she's accessorized with Tiffany & Co. jewelry. I think this is really different and cute. The plunging back, it's structured in the front, and the plunging back is really cool. I don't know if I would wear this. I don't know how comfortable this looks, to be honest to me. It feels like you wouldn't be able to do a lot with your arms unless it's just pictured weird here. I mean, I think she looks great. I like the high, I love a high slick back bun. I think she looks gorgeous. But, I mean, wow, I'm zooming in now and she's extremely beautiful. But the structured part in the front, it looks a bit uncomfortable to me. But sometimes that's part of pulling off a sick outfit. They're not always going to be the most comfortable. But for me, it's like whatever I'm most comfortable in is what I'm wearing. Like I'd rather comfort over, a crazy ass fit. Sometimes you'll learn that the hard way though. I guess it depends. Okay, next, another Zoe Kravitz. Hi, Zoe. Zoe Kravitz appeared at the caught stealing photo call in London wearing a pale yellow dress with delicate embroidery and ruffled short sleeves. She added sunglasses and a black ballet flat. All right, let's start with the back ballet flat. That's something I don't do. You're never going to catch me in a ballet flat. It's not my thing. I typically like a heel. I like to be tall. I like to be looking down at all my ops. And also, I need to make sure a guy is taller than me. So if you're petite, you can handle a flat, but I need to wear heels to make sure I know a guy is above 6 something. Maybe I'm shallow for that, but that's just personal preference in my opinion. Like I just said, I like Zoe's style. For me, this yellow dress is not something I would wear. I think it's a bit too feminine for my liking. I feel like I tend to dress on the edgier side, but she looks beautiful in it. I don't know what time of day it is. I feel like this is definitely a daytime dress. She looks casual. She looks like she just kind of stepped out and she's ready to go get a coffee. I don't know if she's on a carpet or not, but I mean, she looks good. I mean, you can't really go wrong with her bone structure. Her body and her bone structure, she is objectively a beautiful woman. So I think she could wear whatever the fuck she wants and she's going to be oh, she looks great. Anyways, next, Lainey Wilson appeared at SiriusXM's small stage series wearing jeans and a black leather flared chap. And a black sleeveless lace-up top. Of course, the country star accessorized with her signature cowgirl hat. See, the Western look is not something I really subscribe to unless I'm at Stagecoach. I don't really know how I feel about a chap unless I'm in the bedroom. Maybe I'll throw in a chap if a guy's into that. But I don't think I'll be wearing chaps to a red carpet or to any, big pictured event. I wouldn't say I love this outfit. Her face card is beautiful. It clearly doesn't decline. But I'm just not a Western. I don't dress Westernish like that. I'm a girl from Boston that lives in New York City. You wouldn't probably catch me like this unless I was going to a theme party or a Stagecoach, like I said. But again, if she feels confident hitting the carpet like that, power to her. I mean, she looks good. It's just not something I typically would wear. Okay, next. Heidi Klum. My queen. I actually am a big fan of Heidi Klum. In silence, I think Heidi Klum is super iconic and just a timeless beauty. She could wear whatever the hell she wants. She's wearing this beautiful purple. It says she was spotted in a glamorous purple gown on the set of Devil Wears Prada 2 in New York City. This supermodel also wore black loafers and a pair of aviator sunglasses. I mean, I just think this color purple is beautiful. I think she looks beautiful. Her hair looks beautiful. I don't know how old she is, but she is crushing it. To me, she looks like she's gonna be to me, she's a top 5 supermodel. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I think she's always dressed the nines, looks beautiful and gorgeous. And I have no notes here. And she's just stepping out on the set of Devil Wears Prada 2. That's the biggest flex ever. like wondering if she's in it. Okay, let's do this one. Jenna Ortega. I love Jenna Ortega. She is wearing here, she stepped out for a Wednesday season 2 fan event in a black and orange striped Fendi gown and a fur coat. The actress added matching striped gloves and wore her hair in long waves. I think this look is fucking iconic and unexpected that I would actually like this, but just the contrast with the leather skirt. I don't even know if I could pull this off, but I look at this look and I'm like, holy fuck, this girl is iconic for wearing this. The fur coat, I love the details on the fur coat. Her makeup is perfect. Her hair is long, bust down and wavy and looks like the waves of the ocean. And the gloves that match her gown that is also striped, I think is perfect as well. And then she's wearing some sort of like suede boot, it looks like. I think 10 out of 10, no notes. See, this is giving cunt. This is what I would like to give in New York City in the winter. And I think it fits perfectly with like the event, like Wednesday Addams. I feel like it's kind of like dark, gloomy, but like also elevated and super, super chic. I think she's serving absolute bass and absolute cunt here, and I'm obsessed. Issa Rae appeared at a pop-up event in LA wearing a yellow crop top and light wash jeans with silver platforms. You know, like, I don't know what event this is, but I don't know if I would wear this to a pictured event. It seems very simple. Like, I'd wear this to brunch. I think she looks beautiful, but I don't like holes in denim jeans anymore. So for me personally, I don't think I would wear this, but like, she looks comfy and cozy and I respect that. Okay, let's do one more. Let's go over Gwendolyn Christie. Attended a Wednesday season 2 fan event in Sydney in a blue satin gown by Miu Miu. The dress featured short sleeves and 3D accents at the hips. I would not wear this. That's just a personal preference for me. I love the color. She looks great, but I don't like the hip accents. I don't think I would like that. I mean, I would really have to try this one on. But again, any dress I wear, I want my tits to be popping out. And maybe my frontal lobe hasn't developed yet, where like maybe I should be like a little bit more elevated, a little bit more like, you know, covering my chest. But like, I'm at the point right now, I'm 27 years old. I just bought a fake chest. I want to show my fake chest. And I feel like that's okay to have that preference. She looks stunning and gorgeous. I love Miu Miu. I love satin, and I do like this color blue. But I don't really love the length of the dress, and I don't like the structured aspects around the hips. But she looks gorgeous. I just want to add that. I don't want to be like Joan Rivers up in this bitch where I'm ripping people to shreds on here. That's not what I'm about. I think everyone I reviewed today is beautiful and gorgeous. I was just saying what I would personally like wear and what I personally wouldn't wear. And that was kind of the point of this segment, just to make that clear. I don't want to like rip anyone to shreds, because like I'm sure people like would rip some of the things I wear to shreds. I mean, I'm wearing like a very simple, cozy ass outfit right now. It's not for everyone. Some people want to be dressed to the nines at all times, which is okay. Okay, guys, for my last segment, like I always do, I'm going to go through some bad shit, crazy stories that you guys have submitted through my Extra Dirty account. Feel free, even if I don't post a story saying submit these stories, I still want you guys as avid listeners to be sending me all the bad shit, crazy shit you do. I love reading them. Also, I will usually bring it up on the show because then it reminds me of the bad shit things I do, and then we can all just be having a funny conversation about how bad shit we are as people. Okay, so let's begin. The guys I met offered to pay me $1,000 to shit on his chest. I'm wondering if you did it. Also, there was this rumor on Reddit a couple years ago about me that a guy that I worked with made up, and he didn't use a burner account name. And he went to college with my sister. I have to find this Reddit thread, but basically it was a whole thing because he used his own name. And like, that's like Reddit 101. Use a fucking burner account, you weird freak. We've made amends since then, but he basically went online, said I lived alone in New York City, and that I'm basically an escort, and that I allow random rich men to take shits on my chest. Not me taking shits on their chest. They take shits on my chest for money. And I was like, wait, how did this even come about? And not only was it on like a Reddit thread, it was on like a Barstool, like for the boys Reddit thread. And they were like, oh my God, is this about Halle Batchel? And it was like, yeah, dude, like what a tough look for like, I feel bad for her brothers. Like they have to live with that shit. Just clearing the air. I never let anyone shit on my chest, and I would never shit on anyone else's chest. Like maybe for like a lot of money though, like a millions. I don't know. Anyways, next, I've been hooking up with a coworker for the past few months. I'm 27 and he's 56. Period. Is he your boss? I always say this, like if I had a really fucking hot boss, and I love older men, there's something wrong with me. Like I do like the older daddies. There's something about them that just like make me feel like they could just take care of me and like hold me and just like buy me things. And I just like, I don't know, there's something fucking wrong with me mentally. We just went over that in the beginning of the show. But I don't see anything wrong with an age gap. I think after the age of 25, an age gap really doesn't fucking matter. I have hooked up with guys in their 50s in my early 20s. I didn't really see anything wrong with that. I thought it was kind of hot, and they definitely thought it was kind of hot. And, you know, the only difference is like, they're just like, they don't give a fuck. They're like a little bit more experienced, and like that part of it is a little intimidating, but you get used to it. So I don't know. I think that's fine. Just don't get fired and like don't tell HR. I don't know if you have a human resources thing going on, but like don't get fired over some dick. That's like not what we're about in 2025, especially over a man. Like we're not getting fired over dick. Okay? Had a threesome with my manager and her boyfriend. Spicy or fucked up? I think that's hot. But is it going to be awkward at work? Like, how did that even come about? Like what, you guys having like post-work drinks and then just things got spicy? See, like, I think that's hot. I haven't had a threesome in a minute, though. Maybe I'll introduce those back in the fall. Maybe it'll be the fall of threesomes. Because I think threesomes are a lot of fun and silly and flirty. But they're kind of like, it's like juggling a lot of balls, no pun intended. Knowing what to do and what position to be in. And like, there's that aspect where it's like, when you're doing it with a couple, you know, they owe a lot more to each other and you are the third. Are there like elements of jealousy? Also, like this person is your manager. So that's an extra element that I would keep in mind. Just because there's different power dynamics at play here. So that's the only thing I think would be sticky. I think when you're having a threesome, you have to be the random person in the third, or if you're in a relationship, you have to find a third that is a completely random person. Like that you meet out, or like they're a mutual, someone that like you guys have no contact to on the day-to-day, because like then things could get really weird, and you don't want that to become in like the middle of either your work relationship, or like you don't want them resenting you as like a person that gets in the middle of their relationship. If I'm making any sense here, I would just be careful about choosing who you're having a threesome with. Okay, next, swallowed a load in a porta potty during the Fruit Vista Soul concert last weekend. Honestly, period. But if I were to swallow a load, the last place I would do it would be in a fucking porta potty. The thought of that makes me want to gag, and not in a good way. That's like a lot. How did that even happen? Was there a line out the door? Oh boy. But like, it is Rufus de Soul. I get it. You know, the music's good. And sometimes you just want to swallow a load. Maybe there was no food at the concert and you just wanted some protein. I get that. But like, a porta potty is absolutely fucking diabolical. But I kind of want to be friends with you. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of iconic. And maybe I'll do that at the next concert I go to. Took a pic with my ex-situationships credit card and used it when he flew to Florida to meet a girl. As you fucking should. As you fucking should. I think at one point I was hooking with this guy and I had his card on Apple Pay. And then he gave me chlamydia and I wouldn't stop using it until he canceled his card. And I feel like that's just 2 + 2 = 4. Maybe I was using the money to go to the clinic to get the chlamydia pills. Like, you know, like, I feel like that makes sense. If he is going to meet up with another girl and you have his credit card, girl, buy a table at a club and meet some other guys and suck their dicks. That's what I would have done. And maybe that's bad advice for the youth, but do what you got to do to get through those times, girl. Like we've all been there. Got my ex's Instagram password and caught him cheating, so I DM'd the girl a video of him licking my pussy. I would do the exact same thing. But like, does the girl know that? I have a couple questions. Did the girl know that he was in a relationship? I mean, probably if he's posting you on his Instagram. But that's fucked up. I would have done the same fucking shit. Like, as you should. Fuck these bitches. Girls are so fucking shady. I would have sent a lot more than that. I would have been sending back shots, the craziest things I could find of me and that man to that girl. That's what I would have been doing. I think I've done that before, honestly. I'm trying to remember. Oh, these men. I fucking hate these men. But at the end of the day, the men are to blame. The girl is just like a fucking annoying side part, but like you should be handling the situation with your man. It's so much easier said than done, though, because I would be doing the exact same shit. I would try to piss off this girl just as much as you did. But it's the man's fault. It's always the fucking man's fault. When is it not the man's fault? Okay. Following that up with, had sex in mindfulness/meditation room in the library of my college campus. Oh my God, that's kind of fucking iconic. I've had sex in the library bathroom before, too. You know, finals can get difficult. And sometimes you need to take a break from writing that long thesis and suck someone sideways. I get that. I don't see anything wrong with this, and I think you should do it again and record it next time. That's fun. That's flirty. That's what college should be about, doing crazy shit like this. Anyways, I'm 26, been with my man for 6 years. We just got married, and he's never made me finish. Divorce. That's all I have to say. Next. I need to know if you've ever fucked any of your guy friends that you post on your story. Not graded. Yeah. Most of them, probably. Which ones are you referring to? I've hooked up with a lot of my guy friends, and probably a lot of them you probably know from online. Unfortunately, I have a couple martinis, and everyone looks like Theo James at that point at the end of the night, and I'm just like ready to rumble. Okay. Also, like, a girl's gotta eat. And I trust these guys sometimes. So, like, why not? Silly, goofy, we're still friends, whatever. But I've never done anything. People keep thinking I've done shit with Graydon, which is kind of diabolical. Graydon, when I change, he'll, like, turn away and won't even look at my clam. He'll be like, clam casino, goodbye. He doesn't want to look at my taco. It's okay. He hates taco. But, oh, that reminds me, what am I getting for lunch today? But anyways, I have hooked up with a few of my guy friends, but we're still friends. That's what I mean. Like, I can do casual sex and it's not that deep, and like, I love them all, whatever. Okay, one time a hookup had to fist me to get a vibrator out that was stuck in my cooch. I will say this might be a unique experience. I can't say this has ever happened to me. What toy was it? I always worry about that with butt plugs, which is why the butt plugs usually have like a notch at the ends where it's like kind of shaped like a, you know, like an ace of spades. So you can like pull it out like a wine cork pop. But what if it got stuck in there? That would be very unfortunate. But like, shit happens. At least it wasn't stuck in your ass. That fisting situation would have been a lot more difficult, and I'm not sure he would have talked to you after that. My boyfriend of 5 years has no idea I wear blue-collar contacts. I feel like that's okay. I doubt he gives a fuck. I don't think it's like Hannah Montana situation where like you take your contacts out one day and he's like, oh my God, you're not Hannah Montana, you're Miley Cyrus. I feel like it's like very different. It's not like you're like fooling him and catfishing him. You want to wear fucking, it's like the same thing as like dyeing your hair blonde. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. He likes you with your blue-colored contacts. I don't think he would really... Honestly, he probably doesn't even notice the color of your eyes that much, as much as you think. All right, next. My ex used to ask me if he could try on my clothes and bikinis to paint his nails. It's giving Caitlyn Jenner, circa 2011. I don't know. I just feel wary of this situation. I don't really know what kind of man does that. I mean, to each their own. It's 2025 and we all have our preferences. Are you okay with that? That's all that matters. If you're not, then, pack it up. Pack it up. I don't know if that would turn me on. That might give me the ick if I walked into my room and a guy has his bulging penis in my favorite Frankie's bikinis and he's painting his nails, bubblegum and pink. I don't know how I would feel about that. That might stress me out to the max. But that's just my personal preference. My boyfriend peed on me. I liked it. Sometimes it's like nice and warm. That's happened to me before in the shower. But like, I think they were like being funny. It wasn't like sexual. It was like, haha, we're in the shower. I'm peeing on you. I'm like, okay. I think I was like 17 though. Like, if you like it, like you like it. Some people like different things. Saturday night, I called my ex-boyfriend from high school, blacked out, asking to fuck. Girl, we've all been there. And we're all gonna be there. And that's what connects us as girls. That's girlhood right there. Don't feel bad about calling your ex asking to fuck. A girl's gotta eat, and that's comfortability. You know what that dick is like. You know it's going to be hot and passionate. Sex is amazing sex because it has a little bit of hate, a little bit of hurt, a lot of passion, a little go fuck yourself. You're always going to finish. He knows your body. You know his body. It's going to be good. Usually it might end in a fight. In the next day, you might really feel bad about yourself. But in that drunken moment, it's going to feel really fucking good and euphoric. And you'll move on. It'll be okay. The world will keep spinning. And that's a great one to end it on, I feel like. As always, Extra Dirty, you can watch on YouTube, like, subscribe, and then you can listen to me on any other platform of your liking. As always, I love you guys so much. This episode was a bit mix of, chaos. And it was a little bit heavy, but all in all, I love you guys. Thank you for all the support always. You guys are my people, my rocks, and thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Love you all. Bye.